Hi everyone, my name is Kat and I'd like to welcome you to my design studio today where we're going to be working on a summertime watermelon wreath. And with the temperatures starting to increase, it's one of my favorite fruits to enjoy on a really hot summer day. So that is going to be our theme and our inspiration for tonight's design. And we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do a couple different techniques and I can't wait to introduce you to how this finished design is going to turn out. So if you like this design and want to replicate it, then what you want to do is go ahead and click that share button down below. That'll share this tutorial on your Facebook page where you will have reference to it when you are ready to put one together yourself, or maybe you just like the design techniques and want to incorporate that into a totally different design. Whatever you are open to, that was one of my best tips that I had as a first-time wreath maker, is just saving designs and sharing those so that I always had access to them. So, anything else? YouTube subscribers, thank you for subscribing to my channel. You are probably going to be catching this on a replay later today from a Facebook Live, but if you'd ever love to come join us live, just go over to my Facebook page, Kat's Creations Wreaths. And for those of you that are joining me today on Facebook page, welcome. Come on in and say hi. I'd love to chit-chat with you while we're going to put this design together. So I'm going to go ahead and pan you down so that you can see what we're doing as though we're facing one another across our craft table. So give me just 1 second. We're going to put yawn down. Hi, Janaea. How are you? And I always want to make sure that we're centered and that you can see all the full dimensions. So we are set. So here are our supplies. We're using this 12 by 6 summer or sweet summertime watermelon inspired sign. This, I keep trying to get the glare off of it. This is from Jane's Front Door Decor. You can find her on Etsy. And I will tag her in this video so that you guys can easily just click on that and go right over to her page and order the sign. Hi Pam, welcome. In addition to that, we are going to be using 2 different color Deco mesh. We are going to be using this is called an ombre metallic green. So as you can tell, it's got a light and a dark colored green. So we're going to be using that in addition to a red metallic mesh. And you can get both of them at Craft Outlet today. I even believe that the green is on sale, so you can pick that up for, it's on the sale price. I can't remember what the sale price was, but if you like this color and want to incorporate this into your designs, I'd advise you to pick that up. So we are doing 18-inch pieces for the high profile metallic because we don't need an awful lot of that to cover the base. And then we're doing 20-inch pieces for the metallic red. And this is just a regular metallic. It's not the wide foil. So both of these colors are going to definitely blend very well together. I'm going to show you how we're going to lay out the sections and then how we're designing the wreath base itself as far as colors is going to be a little bit different. So hi Valerie, welcome. Let me make sure I get all of you guys popped up. I'm sure I'm going to have a UPS pull up here in a second too. Yep, I hear them driving up the driveway. So there they go. All right, let me make sure I've got comments. So hi Helen, how are you? Red, white, and green. Watermelon colors, not necessarily Christmas colors. And believe it or not, if you try to match this, it's kind of like a pink coral color. I have not found the Deco mesh that will match this color exact. So we're just going to kind of go with a red instead. But you'll see once we get to the ribbon selection, it'll be, I think it'll all work together. So in each section, we are going to wire together the 2 inside most rings right here with 1 pipe cleaner, and then we're going to be matching these to the outside, pretty much just like this. You're going to kind of use this and your weld mark to kind of find a center. And our white on here. And so this is how you will line up the rest of your sections all the way through. You'll have 6 on the inside, you'll have 12 on the outside, grand total of 18. Now, even though I set this up a little bit different, if you notice on the sign is split down the middle. So we're going to do the same thing with our Deco mesh. So we are going to focus the green on the lower half of our wreath frame, and we're going to stay with the red on the top part of our frame. The easiest way to do that is just to, turn your 14-inch Dollar Tree frame and just utilize, like, this half's all going to be red, this half will all be green, and that's how we're going to lay all of our mesh in. So technically the green are all going to go from this point all the way down, so it's all going to be the same color, the ombre green, and then from this weld mark all the way over to this one, it's all going to be red. This way, when we place the sign on it, the sign is going to be placed in the center, and we're hoping, if we do this right, you'll be able to see that division, and then the Deco mesh will kind of line up with how the sign goes. So super simple. We're just going to simply ruffle these, and I'm going to go ahead and just grab these from the bottom. And this one technically would go on our bottom. Okay, just like this. And then let's pretend that this is the bottom half of our wreath. Then at this point, we would start to come up to the top, and we would add our red pieces. So if you guys have ever wanted to do two-tone mesh in a split color design, then this is perfect for you. Helen, the two-tone green is 18-inch pieces because it's a high foil metallic, and then the red is definitely going to be 20-inch pieces because this isn't the heavy foil red. This is just the regular red metallic. So I want it to kind of have a little bit of a translucent look to it because I want it to be a lighter shade of red, I guess, instead of a deep dark red. And then we're going to go ahead and place our last piece here. So you'll see how these will all go in. I am not going to be utilizing any of the inside 6 pipe cleaners. I'm going to be focusing those strictly on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and make sure this one stays inside. Just one twist because we'll be taking these out shortly. So what you're seeing is this is all going to be focused on green. This will all be focused on red. Okay? Any questions you guys have on pipe cleaner placement, on Deco mesh color, like how we're dividing it? And then you'll see that when we come in here, these should match up. You should have the green down here and the red all up in here. That was the look that we're going for. So I'm going to show you our ribbon selection. I've already got the ribbons picked out. We are using, and they're all from Craft Outlet, except for 2. We have the 2 watermelon prints. So we have one that's just a whole bunch of different types of watermelon, whole slices and halves on white. And then we have like the actual watermelon color, kind of like a slice of the outside rind and then the fruit. And then we're pairing the rind ones with the watermelon slices on, here we go, on top of this. So the 2.5 inches are cut to 14-inch pieces. This 1.5 piece is cut to 19. And then for this one here, we're actually going to do what's called a double bow. And we're going to pair that because we're trying to simulate the colors here, which is the same color as our ombre, right? So we're taking a lime and white and pairing that with a green, and both of those are cut to 19-inch pieces. So everything with the exception of the lime green and white are all from Craft Outlet. The lime green and white is obviously from Sam's Club. So I'm going to show you how we're going to utilize these. And remember, we're focusing on the outside pipe cleaners only. The inside ones will be removed. So with this, we are going to fold it in half just so we know where the middle point is. This gives you evenness on the lengths of your ribbon, so you don't have like one side of your tail longer than the other. And you're just going to fan that out. Looks so pretty when you pair that with the green. And then we're going to use the 19-inch piece. You're going to bring your your dovetailed edges together at the bottom. Go up about 2 inches to the top. We're going to pinch that in and lay that right inside. Okay. Go ahead and open up your loop. And then we always have one side that is a wrong side fabric, so we've got to flip that over to the other side. And I like to pair them in the middle so that you can see all the colors here. Just like so. And then for the next one, we're going to do the same thing. Fold our 2.5-inch ribbon in half. Get it to where it's equal both sides. Just like so. And we're just going to pop that so they fan out. Just like that. And then what we're going to be doing is taking our 19-inch pieces. We're going to fold them in half, just like we're doing a half bow. We're going to pinch in and you're going to hold this. Then you're going to get your other one. You're going to do the exact same thing on this one. Just pinch in. And then you're going to crisscross them. And this you're going to place right in the center of your ribbon. Okay. You're going to open up your loop. So here we have the lime green and white with the two darker green tails. And then we're going to do a dark green loop. We have to make our adjustment to the tails. And then we have this color going through our design. So those are our accent pieces to the entire design. So Deco mesh paired with our ribbon choices. So rather than have you guys watch me do that 18 different times, it's so much easier just to explain the basics. You know, lay in all your Deco mesh. Here's how we're going to lay the ribbon, and then let me show you what it looks like all together. So when you are finished, oh, there's another thing I meant to do. Is here, since we aren't going to be using the inside ones, what I've added is on the outside here, you're just going to cut these down to about 1.5 inches. And then we are pairing that with a red styrofoam glitter ball and a green one. Oop, that one bent. So they're going to go like this all the way around to give it a little bit of sparkle and shine. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all finished. So you can see the definition between the green and then the red. So I'm going to go ahead and take those 3 pieces that we just used, and we're going to go ahead and backfill that here. So you can see what it looks like when it's all complete. Okay, let me grab these. So we're going to finish with our red on the inside here. And remember, we're not keeping the insides. So as I add this last inside one, I'm just going to snip off the excess. Push that back to the inside. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go under the outside one that's already in place. And then we're going to put our other red piece in. We'll add this right here. And then we'll add our last green right in here. Got to get all the ribbon out. Okay, last piece. Squishing right on the inside. And you'll see that the green provides great coverage. And this was actually just a leftover roll that I had left for this design. And there we go. We're going to go back in and we're going to put our ribbon back in place, which is going to be our white with the watermelons. Sometimes you have to make adjustments. And we're doing, if you notice, as I'm doing each of these, I'm flipping what colors go on what side. So like here, the green is on the left. Here, the green and white is on the left. And I keep toggling those so that there's a slight variation as you go around the entire design. It just kind of gives it something different to look at. And we'll snip this one down. We'll go ahead and open up our bows. Get this all situated. And then open this up. These are what I call double bows because they have like both loops, but then they have alternating colored tails. And then we'll put our glitter balls back on. So the easy way to do it is add a dab of glue. And our red goes on the left. So you just go ahead and push that on. And our green is going to go on the right. This way, it kind of creates a little bit of a visual interest instead of just having it plain and nothing there. And then we're going to take our watermelon rind, and I'm always making sure that the fruit part is facing the center all the way around. So we'll drop that one inside. And then we'll have to go underneath this one. And then place our fruit. On the top is just a single half bow. Just because it has one loop and two tails, it's missing the secondary bow. Some people call it the awareness ribbon. Either way, it's the same. Cut those down. And the scatters and fillers are from Hobby Lobby at Christmas time. So that's where you can pick those up. You can get the red and green. Sometimes you can get red, white, and green. They'll have a ton of different colors. They'll have like rainbow ones, candy cane colored ones, and those should be popping soon, sadly. And This was the one that had a flaw in it. It had like a little bubble on the outside, and I just didn't like the way that looked. Okay, so bring those back to the center. And so this is the completed design for the base with all the ribbon. And you didn't have to sit here and watch me do it the entire duration. So now we're going to add our sign. So our sign is going to sit right in the center. And I don't want anything blocking the fact that you have two different color mesh, because it's a different design. It's kind of showing you that you can split the colors of your mesh. So we're going to go ahead and attach our sign right now. So let's move this out of the way. Let's grab a business card. And I'm going to flip this over. We're going to add this to the back. Just like so. Center that. This way the customers don't have to remember to keep hold of the cards, because we all know from time to time, you know, we may have great intentions, but we forget where we put them. This one's easy for me to center because the colors are already here. So right in the center on both sides. And this is a 1.5 millimeter beadsmith metal hole punch. You can also find these at all your local craft stores. You will find them in the jewelry section because they were originally created to punch holes in the earrings, the little metal pieces for the earrings. Hi Blanche, welcome. Jeannie, you didn't just miss anything. I kind of just push it forward. So rather than watch me put in 18 pieces of mesh, 18 pieces of mesh, and then 12 pieces of ribbon, and then 12 other pieces of ribbon, I just show you like the pre-look, and then we just go kind of fast forward and show you what it looks like when it's finished, and we just go back in and re-add those pieces. So this, we are using 22 gauge floral wire. I'm building this right over my hole. Okay, just 5 times. I didn't do the same on the other side. Probably cut this one way too long, but we'll make it work. Make sure it's centered. Yeah, it's slightly way too long. I don't know what I was thinking. A lot of times I think because I use a lot of the natural fibers, I'm so used to needing a bigger piece. So right over our hole again. We'll bring our wreath base back. We're going to add our sign. We always want to make sure that we're not doing it this way, because then we have the green here where it's supposed to be fruit matches fruit. You want to make sure you've got it matched up, just like that. Let's go ahead and tuck this one in. I've got my pipe cleaner right on the inside. And this one I'm not going to worry about fluffing or feathering my edges around the edge here. So I'm just going to pull those and place it where I need it to go. Just like that. Trying to get it right on the edge of the two changing colors. So I'm trying to match placement of the green and placement of the red. Okay, I think I got it. So see how I'm keeping it pretty close to where the color change occurs in the design, and I'm trying to keep the green over here on the green. Okay, let's get that all synced up. Let's go over to the other side and get that all synced up. right where the color change happens is what we're striving for. So there's one. And I want to make sure I'm pulling my ribbons out. Here's this one. I think we successfully did it to where we have it right where the separation of the two colors exist. And then we'll kind of feather the bottom right here a little bit. And we're going to feather the top a little bit, just like so. Don't want it to really impede my sign too much, but I'm also trying to get things all unstuck. Here's the red. So we can get this one to kind of come up. There we go. Okay, so we have that. I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare. And so now we're going to make a pair of bows for this wreath. So we're going to put the bows on both sides. So a little bit of a different design. So let's go ahead and put our first bow together. And since these bows are going to be on the sides, the tails are all going to hang down. Okay. So let's move this aside. And I'm going to grab all of our colors for our ribbons. And we're actually going to start with the watermelon rind. And then we're going to go with the watermelon on the white. And then we're going to add in the solid green. And then, believe it or not, I was able to find, I've had this forever, never used it, a watermelon color in a satin. And then we're going to do our green. And then we're going to do our watermelon color. So those are the colors in our bow. So let's put those to the side. They don't want to play well. So we're going to dovetail our end. So just fold your wired ribbon in half. You're going to cut from your wired side down to the end of your point. And depending upon how high up you want that V into your ribbon will determine how high up on that point you want your V to go in. But at least it gives you an even point. So I'm using the Bow Dabra, and I'm measuring in 10 inches for this. And a twist. Place that right inside your Bow Dabra. Let's zoom in a bit. We're going to flip this up and over. And we are going to measure out 5.5 inches. We're a little on the heavy side there. Another 5.5 inches. And we're a little short on this one. So we'll pull. And there we go. And then we're going back out for our 10-inch tail. Right here. Another dovetail end. Okay. Now on this one, we said we wanted to keep the rind all facing the same direction. So we have rind here on the top. Rind here on the top. Rind on the top here, and then this one's on the bottom. So to fix that, I'm just going to flip this over. Just like that. And now all of our rind is all going in the same direction. Okay. You'll always get one side And it only works on a horizontal design. It won't work on a vertical design. But it's a super simple way of making sure your ribbon all matches. All right, now we're taking the 2.5 of the watermelon on white. We're dovetailing the end. We're going to do 9.5 inches. Pull that in. Flip it. And this time we're going to do 5-inch tails, or 5-inch loops on either side. So I'm always bringing it back to this 10-inch mark because it's easy for me to pull these out and see, hey, where does that fall? Does that hit right on my 5-inch mark? Do I need to make an adjustment? So we're doing the same here. Double check. Make sure your measurements are where they need to be. And then we're back out 9.5. And another dovetail. So craft outlet for sure for all the watermelon themed ribbon, both the 1.5 and 2.5 inch. The green is also from Craft Outlet, and I buy these on 50-yard spools just because I use the solid colors all the time. So those are always a great investment. On this one, we're doing a 9-inch tail and a 4.5-inch loop. So here's our loop. Measure that. Make sure we're right at 4.5. Go up and over. Make sure we're at 4.5. And then we're back out to 9 inches. Okay, that one is done. Now we're taking that coral color, and this is from Shinoda. I think this is a 50-yard spool. Yes, it is 50 yards. Today's my first day using that. So lo and behold. So we're doing the same thing. I want to get a nice cut on that end. Because satin ribbon's hard to get a good cut on. It likes to slide. And this one's going to be 8.5 inches. Seam, 4.5-inch loop. So because we've already done it on our green, if you just put your fingers in your green loop, you can pull with your salmon color. And then you'll be right on the money. And then we still need to measure our tail length out. So we're at 8.5. Okay, there's that one. So, and it's funny, in the camera it looks orange, but it's actually a peachy coral color, just like the sign. And now we're going to take that lime and white stripe. This is from Sam's. This was during their spring. It's surprising, here in Washington, we have no Sam's. So that's odd. So this one's going to be 8 inches with a 4-inch loop. And I'm making sure these all come out exactly where they're supposed to. And back out 8 inches. And then we'll add our final ribbon. Okay. dovetail. This one will be 7.5 inches for our tail length. And then this is going to be a 3.5 inch loop. And that's about as small as I generally will go on my ribbon loops. I mean, you could come in and do, you don't have to have the 2 at 4.5. Since it's up to you as the designer, you can decide what length you want your ribbons to end at. Last dovetail. Place the pin in that, and the pin in this one. Okay, those are all set. We'll use a red pipe cleaner. So since we're going to pick everything up, compress it with your fingers and like your fingers at the bottom, your thumbs on the top, press down, and then just lift up. There's our sandwich of ribbon. Drop that down, hold it at the bottom, and twist your stack. It just makes it easier on your hands that way. Okay, and then we're going to get our fluff board. And this one's different because it's a ribbon where all the tails need to hang down. We need to pull all of our tails down. So we're going to go ahead and hook it. Okay, but when we're at this point, let me go a little bit bigger. Not that big. I think you can see. Pull all your tails down. So all of your tails. Just grab them and pull them down, because that's where these are going to wind up. Under. Okay, because this is a bow designed for a, you know, placing it at the bottom or placing it at the side where you want all your tails to hang down. And then we're doing the same thing from the top. Actually, we could do it from the bottom. You're going to pull them in like the loops. I have the watermelon on the white here, and here's my watermelon down here. On the opposite side, however, I'm going to split them so that they're opposites. Okay. And then here, same thing. We're going to split them. And then we're going to split the colors on the second too, so they're not all like in the same spot. And then our green. Let's go bring the green down on that one. And then here, we're going to bring our green up. Okay. And then just, you know, play with your bow until it's has its desired look. Again, the same thing. You can feather all your tails. You know, put all the curls back in. Just run them through your finger, because this is how it's going to just flow down our wreath towards the bottom, just like that. And there is your side bow or a bottom bow. So remember, you can set up the recipe the exact same way. It's how you fluff it that determine whether it might be like, you know, you have tails going L shape or you have upper and lower tails. This one's going to work for this design because we don't want to cover up the inside. So let me get this pushed back in the same direction. We'll pull that off. And we'll bring this over right here. Now we're going to take this gorgeous bow with its tails as soon as I find the pipe cleaner. And let me open my pipe cleaner. Tails down. So this is going to sit right on the side, just like so. So we're going to go ahead and feed that down to our frame. So, trying to see where my frame is at. It's been a while since I've used pipe cleaners to filter through my mesh. Okay, I'm going to push this down right here. Again, make sure all your tails are off to the bottom. Okay, we're going to twist that on there. And then we're going to fan this out. Again, bring your tails down. This is still from our bottom bow. So this is in here. Okay, there's one. What do you think? Even one bow looks super cute. But imagine what it looks like with two. Right? Super cute. All right, so you guys don't need to watch me do this twice. I already have the second bow done. Just to make things easier. So I'm going to attach this one, same way. Right down to our frame. I'm going to pull that over. I'm going to fix this one so it's a little further over on the side. Let's get all my tails down. Make sure everything works. All of our tails hang to the bottom. All of our ribbon is nice and fluffed, just like so. And we're going to finish it off. So that's what it looks like so far. Nice, super cute, refreshing wreath, right? And we're just going to add one of our scatters and fillers right to the center. I think we're going to go with the green because I like the green. So we can plop these right in the center, just like that, just like this. So you have a nice, refreshing summer design with a double bow. But just to show you a different variety of what you could technically do. So I don't think I like the red ones. I'm not a red person. If I had to choose between red and green, I pick green. So I'm just going to apply some glue to the bottom. Plop that right in the center so that it ties the rest of the scatters and fillers into the design. Same thing here. Plop this right down in the center. And there you have it. Just make sure you have all of your, ribbons and your half bows positioned where you want them to be. Because sometimes when we're working with the wreath, we kind of smash things. So what do you guys think of that design? Is that not gorgeous? To kind of give it an upper and a lower, different colors. Okay, let me show you what this looks like on the door. I'm going to pivot you up so we can get rid of the glare, right? And I already thrown my hair up because it is almost 95 degrees in my shop. That's what happens when you have a metal shop and it's almost 90 degrees outside. It gets hot, as I have discovered. It gets very hot. Okay, we're going to plop this right on top of a black door. Give it a really nice color pop. Make sure all of your ribbons are readjusted. all your glue threads have vanished. But make sure you got all your colors represented everywhere, just like so. And a super simple tutorial to give you a nice, refreshing look for summer. There we go. There we go. So what do you guys think? I'm going to zoom on it for you. So that is our finished design. I don't know why it always does rectangles. I wish it would do squares. But this is now available in my shop. You can purchase it. It's the only one I'm making. It's the only sign I have. But you can get the sign from Jane's Front Door Decor. If you'd like, private group is still currently open for new members. I will go ahead and type that in the comments below because I don't know why I don't do it at the very beginning. And this is also where you can purchase that design if you'd like. Oop, make sure it's pinned. Lordy. Okay, why don't you want to play? It just doesn't want to play today. There we go. Okay, let's see. There we go. Sometimes Facebook, it's just a whole nother thing, but there you guys go. Nice summer design available today. This will be great to put on your door all the way to Halloween, because I think it's going to be one of those years where the summer is going to extend into what should be early fall. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't know about you guys. You on Thursday, so look for the posting. It's going to be Thursday at 11, which is 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and I hope you guys will come back and join me. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.